Well, first, that long, emotional hug when two men who live on opposite sides of the world meet for the first time. Emotional because one owes his life to the other.
Pete McLeod from Cheshire has managed to persuade nearly 100,000 people to sign the register to donate their stem cells. They have already given 17 people the chance of life.
One of those is Patrick from Boston, Massachusetts. He was given only a 3% chance of surviving blood cancer before he found that all-important donor from Lancashire.
But the meeting is all the more poignant because Pete, who started the campaign, still hasn't found a match for himself, and his time is running out.
We'll give you details of how every one of us can help after this special report from our correspondent, Mel Barham.
He's flown 3,000 miles to meet the stranger who saved his life.
Thank you. No worries. Do it all over again if I had to. Huh? I'll do it all over again. Oh, I know. Wow.
I love you. Thank you so much for what you did to me. I appreciate it.
Hi. I knew you'd want one as well.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
You're so welcome, honestly.
You saved them. We would have had a very different outcome had it not been for you.
I know.
This is the reality of what a simple donation of some stem cells can mean. If it wasn't for Alex's donation, Patrick wouldn't be alive today.
He's like my brother now. I love him. I don't know. He's my genetic twin. I didn't think there was such thing. I never knew there was such thing, you know.
Well, that's the first thing you said to me. As soon as we hugged each other, like, I love you. We're family. We are family now. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, the impact he's had on my life, I wouldn't be here. It's pretty simple, you know.
This story began back in 2018 when Alex signed up to be a stem cell donor in the hope of helping his friend Pete, who was in desperate need of a transplant. Alex wasn't a match for Pete, but he was for Patrick, a stranger living in Boston, Massachusetts, who was gravely ill.
I remember, vividly. The doctor called me and she said, "You have leukemia," and I said, "Okay, what does that mean? Like, what are we going to do?" And she said, "If you don't get treatment, you have 3 months to live." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Patrick was given just a 3% chance of survival.
They told my wife that I wasn't going to make it. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. And I remember them saying to me, "Okay, we have a match. You're a 31-year-old gentleman in the UK, but we need to touch base with him and make sure he still wants to do it." And my stomach just dropped because I kept thinking, what if he says no? He was my only match. I think it was, at that time, 20 million people, they said.
The way I see it, 1 in 20 million is like incredible for me. Like, I'm lucky enough to be 1 in 20 million to have had this opportunity, so.
Hi. Hey, how are you?
I'm really good, how are you?
Good.
Alex and Patrick first spoke to each other back in January this year. Our cameras were there to capture the moment they met online, but meeting in person was something both of them were desperate to do.
I knew when they told me that I had a match that I wanted to meet him. It was something I knew I had to do.
To be stood next to you now is honestly just the best feeling in the world. And I'm so glad that you've given me the opportunity not just to donate, but then to meet you.
What Alex did was a bit like giving blood, and just getting on the donor register was a straightforward cheek swab. But that simple gesture has changed both of their lives forever.
The outcome was that he saved my life. I mean, I don't really think people understand the difference they can make in someone's life.
I mean, I feel like the most privileged person in the world. I say it's like winning the lottery, but you don't even have to pay £1 for a ticket. Yeah. Like, no one else gets this opportunity. You can sign up for free and you get to do this, and it's the most life-affirming thing I've ever done, and I think anybody could ever do it.
But this story isn't over, because Alex's friend Pete, who began this campaign in the first place to get more people on the donor register, is still waiting for his life-saving match. And he was there too to meet Patrick.
It puts a lot of things in perspective as well. You see what is possible and it also shows you in stark reality the situation that many patients find themselves in who do not have a match just yet. But seeing Patrick and Alex connect and knowing that it does work, you just need more people registered, it just keeps me motivated to keep on going.
I don't look at this as just me and him. I look at this as like the three of us, you know what I mean? Because I've made the commitment to try to do what I can in the United States to help Pete.
The more people sign up, the more people spread that word, the better Pete's chances are, the better everyone else who's suffering from these awful afflictions is.
I carry this picture with me. It's just as a reminder, and this is my goal here, is to try to find him a match.
There is now an unbreakable bond between these three and an unshakable resolve to encourage others to sign up to be donors in the hope of saving another life. Mel Barham, ITV News, Heathrow.
And the details of how you can do your bit and how you can help are on our website now at itv.com/Granada. Pete always stresses this is a numbers game. The more people who sign up, the more chance there is of saving lives, including Pete's. The upper age limit is 55, but if you are older, you can still help by spreading the word as far and wide as you possibly can.